You're so fucked. Backslammed against the wall, every trigger pull feels like it's costing you your soul, the corridors choking you, narrow and dark. Every turn is a dead end that's about to become a literal dead end. You've already burned a little too much time on a boss that doesn't have a health bar, doesn't stagger, and doesn't give a shit about your S-rank dreams. You're sprinting like a rat in a maze, eyes desperate for one glint of ammo, one herb, one anything that's going to bring you some semblance of salvation. But nothing. The floor's laughing at you. I'm laughing at you. Your controller is slipping in your sweaty hands. Spatial awareness is evaporating. Your thoughts are just shattering, and to top it all off, there are only 3 bullets left. What are you gonna do? The first shot nails the weak spot, but the bastard jukes the second shot like it read your stupid fucking mind. Now it's closing in and your spine is kissing the concrete. There's no more running, there's no more hoping. There's just you, the iron sights, and one Hail Mary.
Do a barrel roll.
You don't calculate the odds, you just exhale every ounce of bullshit, uncertainty, and squeeze on the trigger. The bullet flies true, the creature folds, the cutscene hits. That sweet, sweet death knell. And that's what survival horror is all about. Not the gore, not the jump scares. It's the game design forcing you into scarcity consciousness so hard you have no choice to not only feel it, but transcend it. Every resource is a lie until you stop believing it. Every hesitation is the mind trying to hoard what was never yours to hoard. And when you finally land the shot, it's not because you had more, it's because you stopped pretending you were separate from the flow that was already carrying you through the dark. Scarcity was a teacher, faith was a lesson. Abundance, the kind that was always sitting right there, was the punchline you only get once the last bullet's gone and you're somehow still breathing. What's up guys, it's Locust, man out of time, out of bullets and ammo, and whether I'm dodging lickers in Raccoon City or lost in Silent Hill's fog, or balls deep in your mom, I'm always scrounging for the philosophical depth where most people swear there ain't none. Welcome back to another one of these philosophical deep dives. Before you get distracted thinking about how much you hate how handsome I am, I just can't help it. Smash that like, hit that subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next one. You know, while chasing platinums over the last few years, I've started playing a wider range of games. For a long time, I stuck to the fast, aggressive sort of titles where everything moves at full speed and you're just in a zen flow state of keeping the combo alive. Don't get me wrong, those are still my drugs of choice, but lately I've been spending more time with survival horror like Resident Evil remakes or Silent Hill's Quiet Streets, and I've grown to really appreciate them. There's a different kind of weight to it. The way the game makes you pause, feel the space around you, weigh every step, and it's really stayed with me. Around the same time, for life reasons, I've been looking into non-duality, which fundamentally is just unity consciousness, the recognition that there's no actual separation between anything. When you rest in that view, abundance tends to appear naturally, because nothing is truly cut off or withheld. You are the stars, the creep that won't stop ogling you, though you probably don't know anything about that, viewer, the trees, the buildings, the ocean, and all the abundance that your ego desires. With unity consciousness, your soul is running the show and your ego is just happy to be there. The other side of the coin is separation consciousness, where you allow the ego to partake in the illusion that it's running the show. For the record, it's not. The sense that I'm over here and everything else is over there. Limited, competing, scarce. That feeling is the foundation for what we're going to talk about in this video. Scarcity consciousness. What is scarcity consciousness? Well, it is the quiet belief that there's never quite enough, something survival horror has a way of bringing right to the surface, letting you sit with it, see it clearly, and maybe even move through it. Now, I understand that many of you are unfamiliar with Eastern mysticism and or this channel, so I might have to give a definition or two for some of these terms I'm using for all of you stupid hoes. In the West, when someone says you've got a big ego, they mean you walk around like your dick's the only one that matters, making everyone else feel as though that theirs is half a chicklet. It's arrogance, peacocking, you know, the usual bullshit. But in Eastern mysticism, it's not about being loud or full of yourself. The ego is simply there. As long as you're alive and drawing breath, you've got one. It's a story you keep telling yourself, the one where you're worthless because you got caught jerking off to My Little Pony at a nursery at 16 years old. That's a rough chapter, and quite frankly, it deserves to be. It's your sexuality, it's your skin color, your IQ, your thoughts, your personality, and let's be honest, that stupid fucking mind of yours. That endless inner monologue that's convinced that it is the star of the show. And the punchline, according to these Eastern teachings, none of that is you. You are a soul, and the soul is non-dual, eternal. It doesn't give a damn about any of those labels or screw-ups. And when the body finally quits, the only thing that actually dies is the ego. The whole sad, self-important narrative. The soul just keeps being what it's always been. The silent observer. I hope that came across clear. I'm not trying to preach, I'm just laying it out. Scarcity consciousness rears its head in some ugly ways in survival horror. In Silent Hill F, through use, your weapons get dull. They snap like cheap twigs, and you're left swinging air for what feels like miles through the fog, hoping some rusty pipe will show up and show you some mercy. In Silent Hill 2, turns ammo into a fairy tale. You're rationing shots like they're the very last rounds left in an apocalypse. Resident Evil gives you a joke of an inventory, 6 slots if you're lucky, and on higher difficulties, upgrades are a pipe dream. Bullets even rarer. All of it drags you into that grind. Prioritize this, strategize that. What do you drop when shit hits the fan? And that is scarcity consciousness playing out. The ego's wet dream, overthinking every goddamn move. Zen calls that a cardinal sin. It's the mind clawing at control, turning the game into your personal hell of separation. Now I want to paint another picture. You're hauling ass down a tight corridor on professional mode. Health bar is scraping the bottom. Red flashing. One more bite, and it is lights out. There's this bomba clot zombie thing done, blocking the way. Low level thug, nothing special. But right now, you can't spare more than one bullet. You're limping bad, enough that even a graze would finish the job. No turning back either. That liquor is still right behind you, still shaking off that flashbang haze you threw at it earlier. Do or die. First instinct screams, that is what every other game drilled into you. But something clicks, and you remember. You put a couple rounds in this guy's foot earlier. Foot it is. Blam! You could have folded right there. Let the fear take over. Let the ego run the show. Let the T-virus claim another victim while you freeze up and die. But there was something else underneath, wasn't there? A quiet nudge, an intuition, guiding you away from the obvious play. The one every action game taught you was the right one. That was faith in motion. A small, stubborn trust that the path would open if you did not force it. And yeah, the devs knew. They built this exact choke point to make you choose. Overthink and die, or let go and live. This is not a hard game, it is a mirror. So this feels like the right spot to define abundance. Most people picture it one way. $100 bills sprouting from trees, or Scrooge McDuck diving into a vault of gold coins like it is a swimming pool. And sure, that's abundance, flashy and overflowing, the kind of excess that makes headlines, but it is not the whole picture. Abundance is really just having enough, ample, comfortable with maybe a little extra to chase, whatever lights you deep down inside. Not drowning in it, not starving without it, just sufficient and then some. Here's a twist. Once you stop fighting your environment and start moving with it, both versions can show up. The quiet sufficiency and the wild excess. And you get to choose which one you lean into or how much of each you want. But we'll dig into that more down the line. You've heard all the tired lines. The rose that grew from concrete. The bomb defused by a steady hand with 1 second left. The huge upset, the comeback kid, and yeah, there is truth in them. When you apply yourself consciously to the roughest shit, the harshest environments, the straight up adversity, it can forge skill, strength, and wisdom. Pressure makes diamonds, or whatever stupid fucking homily you want to throw at it. The fact is, if you grew up in a brutal spot, you might end up mastering it. In my neighborhood, I get free shit all the time. Drinks, food, favors. Not because I'm special, that's a lie, but because I've been around long enough to read the room, know the people, and earn their trust. In foreign cities, I hit once or twice a year. Bar owners celebrate when I walk in and pour the good stuff without asking.
Here's your tequila.
Oh, this is the finest tequila, Racer X. This certainly tastes like tequila. I'm not saying this to flex, I'm saying it because discomfort breeds mastery. You adapt or you break. You learn Japanese or you fucking don't. And the mastery, real quiet mastery, breeds abundance. Not always a flashy kind, but the kind that shows up when you need it. A free round, a safe path, a second chance you never saw coming. So what does that look like in a well-designed survival horror game? Well, in Resident Evil 2 Remake, in order to get the platinum, a few trophies require that you speedrun throughout the whole game. And do you know what that means? It means not being able to get all those lovely upgrades that made things a little easier to manage. No hip pouches, window shopping some pretty neat guns, or passing up on that ammo you know you're gonna need somewhere down the line. Then it forces you to memorize the environments, to learn the patterns, to know when the zombie is running towards you, and perhaps evade him or her or Z or Zer instead of unloading your whole goddamn clip into it. The beauty of it is that it adds to the survival horror tension. But check this out. When you pull it off and you see your ranking, you think to yourself, holy shit, man, I really did it, didn't I? Initially, this game took me over 6 hours to beat in game time, and I did it in less than 2.5 hours? And the whole time, I wasn't bothered fixating on how much ammo I had in my inventory. And a lot of the time, I was flowing off pure instinct, consuming things I knew I would never see again on the spot. And I wasn't thinking, I was merging with the game, and I was subconsciously realizing that the resources I had were more than sufficient. And guess what? The ego took a back seat. So let's sidebar with some astrology real quick. In astrology, planets rule certain signs. They thrive there, feel at home, do their best work. The opposite signs, that's where they struggle, called detriment. Jupiter, the planet of faith, expansion, abundance, optimism, big picture trust, isn't that happy, and Mercury ruled Gemini and Virgo. Those signs are all about hard facts, logic, data, details, productivity, and measuring every fucking thing. Why? As one of my favorite astrologers, Cam White, put it, abundance is counterintuitive to logic. You cannot spreadsheet your way into faith or force blessings with a calculator. When you're deep in a survival horror game, that's exactly where you are psychologically. Jupiter trapped in Mercury territory. Faith forced to operate inside scarcity math. You're counting bullets, tracking herbs, obsessing over efficiency. That's Mercury running the show. And that's not wrong, that's the lesson. The game isn't asking you to kill Mercury. It's asking you to survive long enough for Jupiter to remember who the fuck it is. Because no matter how boxed you feel, you're still the bigger pattern. Still the awareness, learning the system. The essence doesn't disappear just because the environment is hostile. It just has to express itself through precision, patience, and trust. That's why the shift happens. At first, you play scared. Then you play carefully. Then soon thereafter, you play confident. Not because you suddenly have more ammo, quite frankly, you have less, but you start to understand the map, the timing, the rules beneath the rules. That's Jupiter reclaiming the wheel inside of Mercury's world. And when you clear the requirements, speedrun it, S-rank it, master it, the game flips the script. Infinite ammo, broken weapons, God mode toys. That's not a reward for suffering. That's a genre saying, you learned the lesson. Scarcity taught you discipline. Discipline made space for faith. And guess what? Faith unlocked abundance. Jupiter was never gone. It was just waiting for you to stop counting bullets long enough to trust what you already knew. By the way, I'll link Cam White's channel in the description. It's a great way if you want to learn a ton about astrology in a fun, no bullshit kind of way. Now let's talk about that Scrooge McDuck level excess we talked about earlier. After certain successful runs and perhaps side quests, Silent Hill F hands you the sacred sword, and Silent Hill 2, that chainsaw to skin that ass raw. Resident Evil 4 and the Remake cough up the infinite rocket launcher, and Resident Evil 9 for that matter. I'm going to give you the perfect pop culture parallel. The first Iron Man movie. Tony Stark, kidnapped, stuck in that shithole cave, builds his prototype suit from nothing but scrap, metal, and spit. And guess what? He gets the fuck out. Next thing you know, he's got a garage full of high-tech suits that would bankrupt a small country. That is mastery of the environment and the craft, and Iron Man 3 drives it home. Tony Stark is Tony Stark, suit or no suit. Jupiter is Jupiter in Virgo or Gemini or even Capricorn, straight the fuck up. Do you see where I'm headed? My T-virus addled anon. This is abundance. You've had exactly what you've needed the whole damn game. It was always there in the layout, the patterns, the skips you learned to trust. Scarcity consciousness was a grind you had to walk through to see it, to grasp the bigger picture. Unity consciousness. Because you are the universe manifested in physical form. You are everything, the corridor, the zombie, the bullet that lands, the abundance you are chasing. There's no separation. Just like Claire or Leon in Resident Evil 2, they're not fighting the game, they are the game. But once you understand that, not through the mind, but intuitively, the Raccoon City streets open up and the zombies part like your Moses walking through the Red Sea of fire and brimstone. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know, it's kinda niche, but I love you for making it this far into it. If any of this clicked through the lens of these games, that's all I was aiming for. I'm already plotting the next philosophical deep dive, and I want each one to hit harder than the last, so be real with me in the comments. Did I miss anything that could have sold the idea better? Was there a spot where the connection felt loose or something I could have hammered home better? Drop it below. I read every one and it actually helps me level up. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Catch you in the next video. Stay sharp, don't overthink, and try not to get bit. Bye-bye.